lasts up to a minute.
That's
how
10
long
rounds.
We had it?
Not 10 rounds.
The previous turn, so
yeah.
Okay. So we're at round 3.
You have like 8 rounds left.
Actually, I just bless. What's that attack roll or saving throw?
Yeah, bless lasts forever.
I know, but I'm kind of thinking that I might actually want to swap it out anyway.
Probably if we're basically auto hitting.
We're auto hitting?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's just a matter of...
Essentially, as long as you don't roll a 1.
Oh.
Yeah, I am actually going to swap it out and use Shield of Faith on cards.
So even if you roll a 1...
Oh, I'm already using... He already has Shield of Faith for me.
Oh, you already got it?
Can you double it up?
Double Shield of Faith.
Double Shield of Faith?
You can't double it up.
You cannot be under the effect of the same spell from 2
But plus 4 AC. But plus 4 AC.
Yeah, because it...
Well, he actually has another +1 for me from Warding Bond, so...
Oh.
With your Shield of Faith and my +1, he's got +3.
To clarify, if you do try to double, you just get the effects of the strongest one, right?
Correct, but because Shield of Faith only is ever 2.
Yeah.
I'm so shiny right now. I'm covered in sunscreen, so I apologize.
Part of me feels like all spells
what I might
need to be able to be upcast. That's just my opinion.
So short. What was I doing?
I'm just gonna follow people. I really can't do any damage.
I know.
You can. Well, not right now, but you can.
When they're frozen, we break them.
When they're frozen.
Yeah.
If you got weapons to throw, you could throw something at them.
Yeah, you can throw something at the one that is frozen.
Now, are they?
The one in the one standing up in the back is frozen.
It has a blue base.
The one on the bottom is a turtle though and can't get up, so you get like if you like a better attack.
There's 2 at the bottom. One is on its back and one is standing.
Yeah.
I throw, but I do have a longbow.
There you go. That could work.
So yeah, I guess I'll attack the one who's frozen.
So standing.
Sorry, what'd you say?
The standing one.
Standing one.
Yes.
Well, the one at the one laying down isn't frozen anymore.
Correct.
For 24 to
Okay.
attack.
Tilly.
That's 10 damage.
As the arrow flies forward, it veers off to the right a little bit and hits its arm, which is kind of disappointing until the arm just explodes off of it.
Tilly.
The arrow completely blows away its left arm.
Nice.
Good job.
Nice shot.
Wait, are there any pieces of its arm on the ground?
In a billion pieces.
It's in a bunch of littler pieces, but yes.
Are there any that could be used as a weapon?
Possibly.
Yay.
Yay.
My idea.
Is that the end of Era's turn? You
Yes.
did more than one attack.
Oh, I do! I forgot!
How do you people forget these things?
Because we're used to spells.
I got another nat 20!
Natural 20!
Let's go!
Well, actually, based off of HP and the fact that you said it's a natural 20, I didn't want this thing to just die.
Yes.
This next one, when I see my aim is a little off, I'll kind of like compensate a bit, and I'll shoot it directly in the head.
And just as the same, arrow flies through, goes through one end and out the other, and the whole statue just starts to crumble in on itself.
Man, that was a good shot.
Good job.
Yay.
You should have done that a long time ago. Just shoot him in the face.
We tried that.
Don't worry. Freeze and shoot. Freeze and shoot.
Mhm.
We'll get through this.
I'm working on it. As soon as it's my turn.
Is that the end of Era's turn?
Yeah, 1 second. I know I have movement left, so I just want to calculate.
Okay.
Came from here, right there. I got... I'm just gonna step up 1 square. There we go.
Did you hear the same thing I heard? Pedi started singing it and you started singing it.
What?
And now I'm done.
You and Jenny were doing the same song.
No way, actually.
Ancestors.
Mhm.
You're my
Actually, that's crazy.
I started it, so I just continued it on my own.
Oh, okay. I thought you randomly started it at the same time as me, and I was like, huh?
But when
No.
Kachina was kind of singing just a little bit, that's what it sounded like. So that's the first thing that popped in my head, and then you two started singing it. I was like, are we all singing the same thing?
If I subconsciously influence people,
Yeah,
Mhm.
I guess so.
It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to the top with Groot.
We're doing good down here, Groot.
Dude, it's Groot.
I don't want to risk unfreezing them while I'm more or less alone
I can
here.
take care of the freeze down here, hopefully.
I'm going.
Do you want me to come over and help?
Focus.
Do you need assistance?
No, I'd rather you not make it worse over here too.
No, no. Blink if you need assistance, and then tell me if you blinked. Did you blink?
Your blinks.
Groot's gonna be like, my eyes are wide open. I'm not blinking. I'm fine.
Okay.
Deal with that way and then come this way. I am going to just. You know what? I'm gonna risk it.
For a biscuit?
Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Maybe come help. I'll tell you in a moment. I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast at the closest one to me.
The only one that's on the floor?
No, not that one. Sorry, the closest one to me down the hallway.
Oh, okay.
It is theoretically frozen.
So you want to move so you can see it.
So I'll just cast at that one. And that is a roll just to see if I hit. Without a natural one.
No. I think he said down the hallway.
Yeah, down the hallway.
Oh,
As in over here.
I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm moving back.
Where LV is.
Yeah,
I don't
because
think
I'm
he's moving at
still
all.
down that. Yeah, like I'm not moving at all.
Okay.
He's just gonna blast it.
And I just need to roll to not roll a 1, right?
Correct.
Perfect.
He is
so-
prone, so that's a disadvantage.
2 nat 20s
okay.
in a row.
No. So the first beam was a 5, well, a 12 to hit. And the second beam is a 10 to hit.
Do I
Okay,
have
they
that
both,
sheet then?
they both work.
They both hit, right? So, because it wasn't a nat 1, we get 2d10 plus 8. That's 17, so 23 to hit?
And that
Or
was
sorry,
just a
20.
hit first.
Sorry, 23 damage.
And that was disadvantage for both shots, right?
Disadvantage for both shots. The lowest I had rolled was a 3 on the dice.
Yep, still works.
So it's
So-
23 total damage to the closest one to me down the hallway.
So both blasts hit the golem, and you see all the ice just scatter off of it, like into snowflakes, and then you see it start to move again and try to pick itself up.
I'm blinking.
Oh no! I'm on
And
my
you
way.
make it
Help
worse.
is on the
You're
way.
playing with going now, right?
I didn't make it better.
Thank you.
It's fine. I can fix my mistake myself though.
Help is on the
Just
way.
maybe die before it happens. That will end my turn.
All right. Starlight, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Ray of
To
Frost
Groot.
again on the one that's at the bottom of the steps here.
And back to being frozen it is.
Okay.
As it frees you here. Oh, not again.
Alright. I'm gonna go back up and hopefully help with the screw ups.
You're gonna roll damage?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I
Just
I
expected
did
it
what
to
I wanted
die.
do. I didn't even expect it to die. I just wanted it frozen. 7 points cold damage.
Yuelia is like, you don't move.
Just freaking-
All right. Is that the end of Yuelia's turn?
She's walking away and casting the Ray of Frost. Not even looking. Yeah, that's it.
Cool people don't look at rays of frost. All right, Elvie's turn.
Great. Well, this isn't gonna.
Bard, you're next.
Okie dokie.
She's just gonna stay here to block. If he decides to get
My
up.
cat hit me
So
over. I'm sorry.
I guess she's just gonna try and pin him to the ground with arrows. Damn it, that's a natural 1. That was already with disadvantage, though. That was a 15 and a 1.
Use my inspiration.
Nah, it's fine. It's not gonna do any damage anyway.
Alright.
It's not frozen. That's another natural 1.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's the second hit. That's also a natural 1.
I'm sorry, I got 2 nat 20s and you got 2 nat 1s.
Oof.
Yeah, but at least they were separate hits, so I'm
They
not
are
getting
separate hits,
danger
yeah.
here.
I rolled a 10 and a 1 for the second hit.
Oh, one more shot.
Okay, no, we're good. That was it's a 5. So
5
16
hit.
hit. 16 hits.
There you go.
It's
Two
crazy
more
that
hits.
plus 9 to hit.
I love the sound of dice.
Mm-hmm.
Lookity clackety, I roll to attackity.
Yeah.
But
18.
that
18 points of
also
piercing.
hit. And
I'm sorry?
what were you trying to do? Just trying to keep it from getting it.
Yeah, just try to keep it from getting up, yeah.
So you fire out the first shot, and it got tripped out the first time, but it actually uses its weapon to deflect it. And you fire off a second shot, and it deflects it again. And then you wait and hold your third shot. And as it goes to try and pick itself back up, you fire a shot and knock its arm out from underneath of it, causing it to fall back down.
Haha.
Okay, that's it.
That will be card, then dagger. You might be muted.
No,
Birds, it's frozen. Whack it with a stick.
I'm going to strike it with a katana.
Give me your best
Ooh.
sleight of hand roll.
I get to
Please don't
see
kill
this.
yourself with this.
I get to see
Or
this
if you
in
just want to go
action.
straight into attack roll, you can do strength to take damage.
I would not recommend that.
You can also just use another weapon.
No, he can't.
Also, use another weapon.
It's frozen
I-
already. It's, well, from what we
Yep.
understand.
And
This is
Well,
good.
now-
This is good
Don't
practice.
listen to this coward. Live your best life.
This is
You
good
do
practice.
you. If you don't want fingers, I believe in you.
if you don't want fingers,
Alright, well,
What's the verdict?
yeah, I'm going to
How
use the
many fingers?
katana. We've got it. We got to use it.
Mm-hmm.
go big or go home, right?
Best to practice if you can wield that weapon. It'd be
An
amazing.
11 sleight of hand.
Do you want my inspiration?
Probably, yes.
Navigator?
At
You
least my
got
left
this.
hand does.
Navigator, you got this. Show me what
How
you
about a
can do.
19?
Is not a pass.
Oh my
Holy
God.
Oh
hell.
no.
19's not a pass? Damn.
Does the bless help at all?
Could you have
you
inspired
can have
yourself?
bless.
Bardic inspiration?
Oh,
Oh, you
Oh, I
can't
have-
have Bardic.
but that is not a saving throw.
No.
Yeah, it's
okay.
attack rolls and a saving throws.
Dang.
Well, wait, yeah, bless also works on attack roll. So he. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. It's not a.
That's-
Yeah,
that's-
this
It's not
isn't to attack.
technically.
Yeah, this is just to see if he
However-
can use it.
However, he does have my talisman still, which gives him a D4, and he can use it now that he knows that he failed.
Yes, that is true.
Yes. Do
Way to
it.
work out for your teammates.
21.
Hey.
21 is the pass.
Yeah!
Good job.
I don't want to say
No.
Groot came in clutch from a different hallway,
Groot's
but
talisman came in clutch.
But I want this to be really interesting for anybody that's watching. So it's absolutely apparent that Cars goes to swing, and you can tell that right away, right as he initially starts swinging, like the sword's wobbly because he's not like really holding on to it. But some point he kind of catches grip and holds it right, but he just does this like wild golf swing. But all of a sudden, everybody sees it. There's like this shift in the air, almost as if he literally cut the air itself. And all of a sudden, you just see in the same trajectory of the sword, just this huge blade cut go across the ground, across the golem, across the ground, past the golem, up the wall, up on the ceiling. And the golem just, you just see it crumble from its halfway point, where it got cut in half.
Sorry, everybody!
You did good. I'm not there.
But the sword didn't even touch the floor, the wall, or the ceiling, and it cut all three.
That's an
My back's
amazing
turned.
weapon.
Damn.
Almost as good as Lucia, though.
That is a
Don't
scary
say
one.
that aloud.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah. That'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Dagger.
All right. Let me think.
Is like
Oh.
talking is still a free action, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, you can even talk on each other's turns. You just can't try to.
If we're good down there, Dagger, scout ahead.
On it.
So you guys can
Careful.
talk to each other freely. You just can't like do a whole like monologue paragraph. Try to keep it within 6 seconds, even if it's on somebody else's turn.
Yeah, that's why.
I'll go ahead and
just scout.
For example, I'm blinking.
bonus action dash and get to this corner for 43 feet. This right here. And I want to look around the corner.
Sneak it.
Clink, clank, clink, clank.
Do I see anything?
Better question, do you hear anything?
Zombies?
Do you see or hear anything?
Using my 5 senses, is there anything in front of me?
Can you taste anything?
Hold on, can you sense a disturbance in the force?
Oh, my 6th sense.
I think you stepped away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. We shall wait.
Shall we? Shall we?
Shall we? We shall.
Say left.
What is in the room right ahead of us? A gate.
Darkness.
Hi, Mickey.
My old friend.
Hello,
There's a skeleton in there.
darkness, my old friend.
What? Silly, you're not coming out.
Hey, it's George. I wonder what happened to him.
Oh no, he didn't make it.
That was like 43 feet.
No, that's how he looked when he went in. He's fine.
Oh,
In fact,
okay.
he actually looked worse.
Wait,
Seems to be better
Oh.
off.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
They're
glad.
really taking care
so
of him.
glad.
Yeah, they're really taking care of him in there.
Good. Can you tell I'm using like 100 SPF sunscreen with how shiny I am?
At least you won't get burned.
So shiny. I'm tanning like crazy though. I'm still tanning through the sunscreen.
See, I'm
So
tanning
tan.
without sunscreen.
I burn
I
without
haven't put
sunscreen.
sunscreen on in years.
I am back.
I have to.
Welcome back.
Or I die.
Put it back.
Dagger's trying to lick the wall.
Oh, yes. Using my 5 senses, including my tongue. Is there anything in front of me?
Bow chicka bow.
What do I see? I ran up to the corner.
So, you want to use your action to investigate your current surroundings?
Ooh.
Yes. Do it.
Look,
From a
you have the
distance.
cunning
You
action to
do
bonus
what
action
you
run away.
Would do. Yes. You do what you would do.
Instead of investigating, I would do more of a perception. Like, look around here. If that's what I can do with my action.
Well, if you want to just take in just immediately, because remember, this is in the span of 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So if you just want to take in all your senses, like you initially said, then yes, we can do that. But if you want to actually like put 2 and 2 together and make everything add up to, you know, acknowledge what you're looking at, that'd be investigation. Like I can tell you exactly what you hear, exactly what you see, exactly what you smell. Sorry.
But what to put it together would be
But
investigation.
for me to actually have Dagger analyze it and review what it is would be investigation.
Okay. Well,
Like you,
for now,
basically, I'll just put it, be straight with you. You see rocky floor, you hear loud noises of people fighting giant metal dwarves.
got you. So very loud behind me.
You
There's
smell
nothing in front of me.
brimstone of lava.
Okay. I'm going to use my action to also dash.
Oh,
Okay.
So it should be at 90 feet total. I want to go up to this corner.
Alright.
and you get spotted by a beholder.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Please don't.
Nothing yet.
Nothing.
Cards, if you can hear me.
Yeah.
So far the way's clear.
He said the way is clear.
We have Mirra.
Cards, you absolutely heard Dagger.
Cards is upstairs
I love
IRL
that
right
Mirra
now.
is further back.
He's
We
AFK.
can probably hear her better.
He's AFK.
And I'll end my turn there.
Alright, that brings us to ears.
Hi. So I'm like, hey, he said the way in front was clear, but Groot said he was blinking, so help is on the way. And I'm gonna, how far is 30 feet toward Groot? Oh wait, no, I'm gonna dash. I'm gonna dash
Oh, I'm gonna dash.
so I can see.
Anybody else that can move Mirra so I can beat the bubbles?
I cannot move Mirra.
I do not have that
I think
permission. I
Paul's
think
gonna
Cards has it,
Paul's
yeah.
like the only one,
And
but I
he's
can do that
AFK.
instead for you.
I have Groot. I can move Groot to her.
Otherwise, I can.
I can do that for you. Here, hang on. I'll do this for you.
And I wanna stand in front of him, like with my shield up, like, and yeah. So like, if anything was coming at him, that it would go for me instead.
Whoever's doing the bubble, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mikey.
Okay. So I do that. I'm a and
You see ears just hustle by you, ready to take on any challenge.
Yeah, honestly, that just sounds like her.
okay. Yeah, I'm good. I have nothing else I can do.
Yeah.
Golem's turn. He's struggling to get up after his arm was blown out underneath of him, so he's stuck.
Oh.
So,
Good.
right to Kachina.
So we know that up ahead, our friend is sneaking around and saying the way is clear, right?
He said
Correct.
it's clear.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna stick my cards so we're not 60 feet apart or more.
That's a good idea.
Wait.
I can't wait until I get an actual chair instead of a camping chair. It's not even my pink camping chair from your guys' house. It's like a big, like,
Alright, that's
you're
my
gonna
turn.
like slide under the table kind of chair.
You just move, that's it?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep with cards and head towards our friend who said it's clear.
Okay, but no ready in action or anything like that?
Hmm.
Something peeks around the corner and you hit it. If something
Yeah,
hard,
yeah,
block it.
that's what I was thinking. You know what? I'm actually just gonna double move action.
Dash.
Bye.
Where?
Wow.
Go.
Zoom.
Alrighty.
Be my turn.
Back to the top group.
Oh boy. So remember when I fucked up last turn by unfreezing?
Okay. I did that too.
It's all right. I'm going to say fuck this spot in particular and cast an ice fireball.
Oh. Okay.
Would not
would
just be an
I-
ice ball?
Yes,
You would
but-
think so, wouldn't you? But no.
How big is the radius?
I didn't ask how
well,
big the room was.
I am.
I said ice fireball. Okay.
Somebody was waiting to say that.
It's a radius of 20 foot.
There goes Ultima.
Rip.
I'm assuming you're just gonna center it on
Yeah, I'm gonna center it on the golems.
Golem.
You don't
Yeah,
know.
whatever,
There might be
there.
more around the corner. You didn't check.
I
Well,
didn't. I
Anything,
don't hear anything.
if anything happens, it's Robyn's fault.
Oh no!
See?
Got
Look
it.
at what you did.
I'll make sure to never let it go.
Oh no! I need to check now. In the
So-
middle of an ice fireball.
So Ice Fireball.
Yep, and that's gonna be
Fireball.
a automatically fail because that's what they've been doing, right?
Yep.
That's
And
hold on,
just
I'm
to
getting my
let you
dice
know,
together.
Just to let you know, there's no dice roll that you could do that it wouldn't die. So, how do you want this?
Hold on, I'm getting all my dice together. That's 96.
9d6 or 96?
What's the difference?
9d6.
Good point.
I mean, okay. I want the ice ball to hit, and then in classic ice fashion, it's gonna like I don't even know. Maybe
Ooh.
it gets encompassed in ice, and then the force of the like explosion behind the ice it shatters it.
Yeah, that's what that. Yeah.
If
That's what I was
you,
thinking.
if you don't mind me taking liberty,
Yeah, that's fine.
you do the same thing with a fireball, but then it turns blue, and it's like a ball of frost, and it shoots forward just like a fireball would. But as it flies forward, and this golem is
I'm
just
back.
about to get himself back up. He's about halfway getting back up, pulling himself up, and the ball hits him, and you just see this ice sculpture, like all these ice shards just shoot out in all varied directions, jutting outward from the impact. And you just see pieces of the golem go flying everywhere from the ice, just ripping him apart. And then the ice disappears.
Nice.
I love it personally. That will end my turn for the time being.
For the time being, why are you giving him your
Yeah.
turn?
I think we're
Because
good.
sometimes I'm gonna make time my friend.
Oh,
Initiative
okay.
is over.
Oh.
Yo.
I did it!
Woo!
I still stand there. I do not know this, so I stand there. I was going to use my turn to listen up ahead to try and figure out if there was any more. Do I hear any more?
What does your cat ears hear?
What does my cat ears hear?
What does the cat say?
Meow, 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 meow.
Mow.
Everything other than the bubbling of a little bit far off magma, nothing.
I think it's clear. I think. Yeah, pretty sure. 100% safe. You don't need to look around any corners or anything. Like, so positive right now.
That's safe, he says.
Yup.
I think we're good.
See?
Let's regroup.
Okay.
Yeah, let's regroup in this hallway, maybe.
Okay.
Let's figure out what we're doing next.
Okay. Correct.
So I
What
heard
did-
everything just stop.
Yeah.
Sounds good over here. You said it's good over there, so I'm assuming it is 100% safe, no traps or
Yeah.
anything. Hmm.
No traps. I definitely would have heard them set a trap.
Nope. Sorry,
Nope.
Cat.
Right?
Skip that, man.
They don't
Okay.
believe in traps.
Did you find anything down there?
Nope. Just empty halls. There's some doors, look like cages. And there's a metal door
Cages?
to the left of the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, but nothing that looks like it's gonna attack us.
Nope. Nope.
Not right
nope.
away. Okay. Well, before we proceed, does anyone need? I don't think anyone took any damage.
How come this time was so much different than the first time you guys tried?
Because we were smart this time.
We were
Because you
so
smart.
smart.
How's the sword?
You found a weakness and you exploited the shit out of it.
Good.
As
Just very
intriguing
good.
as
Honestly,
that-
that sums it up.
This
Yeah.
sword is really, really cool, and I'm terrified of it.
Don't touch it.
Okay. Don't touch it. Yeah.
Don't.
Actually.
I think you should walk first. I don't want you to be behind
Matter
me.
of fact, I'm quite scared that as I'm carrying it, I'm going to sneeze and behead myself.
Do you want the tongs?
I don't
I
think
can
you
get
would
you the
even kill it.
tongs.
One more
Let me
hand.
hand you the
Tongs.
tongs. Yeah, let me hand you the
No,
tongs.
yeah. If it'll make you feel better, I think that it would be painless.
Yeah. No.
You,
Probably.
you know, I would
Or
think
you.
so too. Now that you
Okay,
mentioned that.
Well,
Given the delay in which it cut the floor, wall, and ceiling, you probably wouldn't even know you've cut your own head off until about 5 seconds later.
It's like that scene in Ghost Ship,
To
like
be
the very
fair-
first scene.
To be fair, they believe that beheaded heads can be conscious for about 30 seconds after they're beheaded.
Great.
makes sense.
I don't want that. I'm good, thank you.
That's the leading theory.
No.
Who's gonna
thank
argue with it?
You never know.
All right.
you. No.
Well, do you guys want to relax or do we want to keep moving?
We need to go find
Keep
Merrily!
We need to
I
keep
know,
moving.
but
We don't
This is
know
a
if
trial.
there's
We
a
have
constant
no
supply
idea
of
Where are
these.
my friends?
where she's at.
Where is everyone?
We do know
We're in
where
the
she's
hallway. We're in
at.
the main hallway where the first one was at.
Oh, so we backed up. Okay.
Yeah, we backed
Yes,
up to
we backed
reconvene
up.
and figure out our next move.
I thought you got abducted, like Josh teleported you somewhere, and I was
Rip.
like,
Be gone, peace.
She was
Actually, this
exploring.
place looks the same all over, so I go the wrong way a lot.
All
I'm
right.
trying to find people.
So we should just keep moving. Is that what the idea is for everyone? Is
We're
everyone
in a
okay?
trial, and we're on a time crunch. We
Wait.
don't know what will happen to Merrily if we don't find her.
Is this still a trial? I
Yes.
thought that last
Yes.
room was the trial.
No,
is the
this
trial
whole
room.
place is trial.
Oh. Okay.
All right, then we should proceed with caution.
is there
Are
any other
you
way to proceed?
sure I can't charge ahead on Quip?
I'm absolutely sure.
Are you sure?
Let her do it. She needs to learn one day.
Because I was
But
gonna
are you
charge
sure that
ahead
you're
on
sure?
You can
Quip.
move us as a group now. When did that happen?
Like 2 updates ago.
Kachina,
Please.
we've been
Don't-
doing this for a while.
Don't say my name like that. I don't pay attention. Why do you think I refuse to stream TaleSpire for people? Because my screen will be 3 rooms away from where we currently are.
And you'd
Oh,
be
mine's
coloring
always
on it.
moving.
Yeah.
No, mine's always moving, and I'm like you playing with the little highlight thing.
I know you
It-
do. Yours is very nauseous.
Starlight, it seems to be maybe a giant prison cell.
Guys, I think I can fit through these bars.
You can.
Hey, does
Yeah.
Morden normally keep prisoners?
Does
Is that
Huh?
a thing he believes in?
I mean,
That's a
I-
good question.
I thought
I
we
think-
I thought we went over this before that he really didn't. So that first jail, the torture cell we found was really weird.
I think it wasn't so much that there was a jail, but it was a torture place. Was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like, unless it's a god of chaos and liberty. I don't think most gods would have an issue with putting bad people behind bars.
Mirra just
You want me
walks
to
right through
check
the
and
bars.
see anything in there? I don't know.
Can you fit?
She's a cat. If my head can fit, I can.
So a cat in armor.
Yuelia can just walk
That's
through the
fair.
bar.
I am in full plate armor. That's another story. It's gonna
I'll
take me
stand
a
in
bit.
front of the bars in case, like, something happens. I'll just be close.
There's nothing in here. Some very large bones.
Did we take a wrong turn?
Nothing of interest. That would be maybe holding a person.
Are
or
you
a
in?
child before?
Investigate.
Yes, I'm mostly looking to see if Marilee was maybe kept here, or
Okay.
literally anyone else that we would maybe know, but more importantly, Marilee, I guess.
Yeah.
Look for secret doors.
Or give me your best investigation.
Nope.
He
No,
simply refused. I can't
absolutely
do
not.
anything about that.
And nope, I saw a skeleton. I'm walking out.
Remember,
For reference, that was a natural one.
our inspirations
So-
only last till the
Actually,
end
no,
of the
that's like-
session.
Yep.
That's like your fourth one.
Yeah, I know. I'm throwing all of these away and buying new dice, so that's cool, right?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
That is the only appropriate response right now.
Send them to Josh to use against us.
You know, Pedi never throws out his dice, no matter how much we ask. So
Well,
Nope. I love my
that's
dice.
fine. I put them
No
all
matter
in
how much
jail.
they stab me.
I have
I
a
put
big
them
dice organizer, and bad
all in
dice
jail,
go
and I'm
into a
walking
spot
away.
alone.
These are D12s, not
I have a
D20s.
dice jail.
Is everybody moving together again?
Are we
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
investigating this room, even though we do have the ability to make him reroll?
I
Not gonna
don't
lie,
understand.
I
Yuelia
don't
is
think
our
there was
best
anything of
investigator.
interest in.
How many
there.
more do you have? Because I don't have any. So
I wanna
it's like
see
if
if
we're
I
down
can
to
remember.
what?
inspiration, but I'm not gonna. I don't think I want to use it on there because it didn't look like there was interesting. Now this is
I wanna
interesting.
see. This
I'm
is
just
interesting.
saying, if we miss a key or some shit and have to come back here 4 sessions later,
We have knock. I think.
I'm not
sure
worrying about
somebody has
that.
knock.
I'm just like,
I can't tell if Dagger's trying to force themselves through the wall, climb up the wall, or is just.
You know,
All right, so let's
there's
figure
like
out
a
how
1
to
in a
open
million
this.
chance
There's
that
a
I'll just
doggy
phase
door.
through
I
it.
got this.
There's a doggy door.
I hold it open for you, Yuelia. I got you.
You know what?
Wait,
Actually,
I have
does
a
the latch
question.
come open?
Yes, it does.
All right.
I
well,
have a question.
yes.
Crusix opens the door.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
Hypothetically, if I decrease the size of the door, if I cast enlarge reduce on the door, does it just fall out of its hinge?
Is that what you're doing?
No,
That-
out of character.
technically, because the hinges are attached to the door itself, I think the door would be awkwardly standing in the middle of the frame, still attached to the hinges, with spaces around it.
It's really hard to say, but I imagine the door would shrink off of the hinges.
See, that's
yeah,
my
because it would get too small to be separate.
So like then would the door fall off the hinges and like fall down, and then theoretically I could be like, cool, I stopped concentration. Door goes back to normal size, but now it's on the floor.
In theory, that's probably what would
Pin
happen.
remaining in hinges?
Oops.
Would pin break as hinges shrink?
Due
I
to
don't know.
magic, probably not.
This sounds like something I need to cast just so we can have the actual conversation about it.
Sidetrack.
Sidetrack, yep.
I'm gonna
Onwards.
step in here. Is anybody else coming in here?
I'll come in.
Putting
Alright.
outside in case big fiery iron golems show up.
If
Right here.
I'm gonna stand right in the doorway.
Was there an upper level, or is there just ceiling?
I don't know.
According to Jeremy Crawford, the smaller door is still attached to the huge hinges.
Jeremy Crawford answered the same question.
Yep.
I got it. I
But-
guessed right.
But the hinges do not reduce.
Because it's just the door that reduces.
But
Because
how
the-
does that
the
work? Because the hinge is
it-
at the top and like
It
almost.
shrinks. The door
It would
shrinks-
probably tear the door up in one part.
the door will shrink by half of its dimension, so it would still be long enough to be attached to the hinges.
Wow. We learn new
Okay.
things
Right.
every day.
I feel like there's some arguments to be made here, but I'm not going to argue with Jeremy.
Oh, why he answered this specific question.
Because there are
Because
other
somebody-
groups out there.
Because somebody like me asked a stupid question and was like, "Hey,
Hey?
Jeremy needs to chime in on this."
It's not stupid, and that's why I'm really looking forward to Pathfinder 2E, because they really Pathfinder answers every question. But in any case,
Is a cow aerodynamic?
as you guys go into this room, you see that there's 4 lit.
Braziers.
Yeah, I was about to call them that, but nothing else seems to be in this room.
I peek in here. Merrily! Hey! Merrily! Hello!
Does anyone else
Silver
feel like there's
hair.
something weird about these?
Huh? What do you mean?
Didn't we encounter something like this before with these 4 things and like something
Sort
bad
of.
happened?
Seems
Anybody that wants to make a religion check can.
Oh, I'm not good at those.
fine.
Maybe
I'm
a
slightly
religion
good
check?
at everything.
Nope.
Hey, how about a 20, Josh?
20 would work.
20
13.
religion.
13 does not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Better than a 1.
Anybody else?
I'm
I do
DMing
it.
you really quick.
Can,
So I
can
remember
I
how to spell
join?
words.
Yeah.
Do you come in
Yeah,
the room?
anybody make
I
the
will come in the room. As soon as I hear people being like, this religion, blah, 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 I'll be like, I know
Before-
religion.
You even have to roll, you know exactly what this room is for.
Nice.
Sacrifices.
Kind of.
Oh no!
Josh,
I
I
knew
slid into your DMs.
Oh.
Okay.
Secret
basic-
message.
That's wrong. But basically, and I'll go ahead and do it from Card's perspective first since he rolled. But basically, this would be kind of like a ceremonial chamber. You're not really sure what ceremonies or how they would be enacted, but this definitely screams like a room
Oh.
dedicated to like a rite of passage or something. And Era, as soon as you come in, for whatever reason, you recognize the room. This is kind of like, I guess, where I wouldn't say prisoners, but I guess individuals that went against Moradin might be able to redeem themselves.
Sinners.
Okay.
Some way, shape, or sinners. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's the
I'll look
chamber
around.
of redemption.
I'll look around and say,
Okay.
oh, this chamber would be a place that those who have gone against
Progressed against
Moradin's
Moradin.
tenets can potentially redeem themselves.
Well, nothing. I don't think there's anything else. Is there anything else of interest?
Excuse
Never
me,
heard of it.
room. Are you a challenge? If you're a challenge, you have to say that's like a law.
I don't think that's what it is.
I am a challenge.
I
Holy shit,
rolled
you
a
got
natural
some
one on my
words.
insight. If you're evil, you have to say
You
so.
gotta say so. That's a law.
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, the door was just open, so I don't think it was really holding anything in here at the moment.
Oh.
Investigate and feel along the walls and feel if there's like any pressure sensitive or like hidden doors or anything like that.
No, but there's definitely a lot of gashes and marks from possibly weapons.
It's like an
People
arena.
fought in here.
Hey,
Well,
Eric,
no, they
Perhaps
got
like
to prove.
gladiators.
They got to prove themselves in battle. To prove they're still worthy.
Mirra, you woke up. Where did you wake up and to find us? Where were you? Where did you have an area beforehand? Like,
I brought your friend Ardent to it. I was sleeping below a statue of Moradin
oh,
on a stone
Eventually.
tablet of sorts.
I'm sorry if this is rude to ask, but are you also a golem?
No, actually, I know I was created not in the way that people are typically made, so I guess I might be.
Do you think magic binds you, or
And
Oh,
the
to be
darkness.
honest, perhaps I feel more like duty binds me.
would you like me to find out?
Duty.
Sure.
I'm gonna
That's
try and use and tap into that power that I got from the golems.
All right. Give me your best Arcana check.
Can I
Except
assist?
if this like set off a
You
failsafe
cannot
of me and I
assist
just
on that, unfortunately.
exploded.
And remember, you got a bardic inspiration on you too.
You activated her trap card.
Okay, I'll definitely use that bardic.
Also, I'm gonna politely take my talisman back from cards for the time
Just
being.
go right up.
For the time being, again, why are you giving him all your stuff?
I just imagine Groot
Look,
walking.
if time is on my side, you know.
22.
22 is a pass. The DC goes up by 5.
Okay.
So, as you try to assess, your one eye kind of
Twitches.
strains a little bit, and anybody in the vicinity of Starlight and Era, you just see kind of her right eye just explodes with color.
Oh.
Let me see if I can get down here really fast.
Prismatic spray.
Not quite.
Steam, why did you now decide to log me in? Why? It's been an hour since I started up the computer.
Oh,
That's exactly why.
a golem war, or if something similar is essentially bound by like a natural person.
History. I believe this is just knowledge, but I want to give you the ability to get more points if you can.
So what is it? I'm sorry.
Roll.
Their best
Okay.
history roll.
Oh, that's really good. 26.
Fantastic.
Come back here, dice. You did really well. Come here.
You've redeemed people.
No,
So
it's a different one.
basically, so and some of you might be introduced to this now that you've been playing Baldur's Gate, but there is such thing as an infernal engine in the more unsavory types like devils and demons. And they're basically, think of just an engine that runs on the fuel of people's soul.
That's
Well,
awful.
this is like the opposite. It's like a divine engine.
I think it was most likely created after this place was created.
I can safely say you have divine powers, and I think but
Very blunt. So, like,
really
Let's see.
maybe like. Well,
On it.
I mean, not that you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys would prefer the silence over all the nonsense with the golems, but everything just goes back to just hearing the distant gurgle of moving lava, moving magma, I should say. You do come across a gate up ahead that looks, well, shut.
I'll walk forward and try to open it.
Try jiggling the handle.
Because if there's anything you guys want to open,
The screen is too dark. I can't tell anything, so I'm good.
Looks like it
Oh,
opened.
hi. It opened.
Oh, thank you for the light. Oh, little lights up there. That's nice.
Well, there's one issue though.
Oh no. Can she crawl?
Oh, is Elvie even going to be able to get through that?
Oh, I thought
guess you
that's
can
what the
crawl,
issue
yeah.
was. What's the other issue then?
I Pixie candle.
Yeah.
It's not. Watch your step. Be careful. We're not sure what we're going to find in here.
Merely.
it seemed to be anything at all.
This little light, can I take a closer look at this? Because it's a little different than what we've seen so far.
These are like the dancing lights.
She's looking
Oh,
at
no,
she's in
talking
the
about
other
the
room.
green
I'm
light out there.
outside the door.
Okay.
About
She's
the
looking at
red
the
side.
What do you
fancy
want
one.
to do with it?
Like, are there any carvings or like anything to read?
Looks like it's a dwarven make, you can tell.
Okay.
It literally looks like it's just
A
little
trap.
around. Yes. But
Okay.
there doesn't seem to be anything in here.
Merely.
Nothing around.
It feels similar to the other one, but there's no fires.
Are
You
there
get anything out of
places
this
for
room now?
fires?
I mean, you could put stuff in the corners.
Oh. Okay. I'm good. I just want to find Merrily.
All right, I'll just have the dancing lights stay for a while. If we
Okay.
really need them.
Does anything about the room stand out? Does it look
I was
like
gonna say,
another
do
gladiator
you get
room?
a feeling out of this
Well,
era?
it seems like it could be, except it's missing a lot of stuff and there's no gashes on the walls.
My guess is that it's an extra room for a ceremonial purpose, but was never put to use.
Makes sense. It's really dark in here if nothing's going on. Okay.
Group cluster.
Dagger, you staying?
No, sir. I shall run.
Robyn? Oh, jeez.
All right. I guess we're going down the hallway. Again, watch your step. Be very careful.
And I bring this up occasionally because it's just, a couple of you probably ponder, like, I wonder what this place would have been like in its prime when maybe there was more hustle and bustle and more people active.
But we'd actually be
more.
going down here on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird feeling to just be wandering around this. Even way back at the beginning of the temple, seeing all the beds, all the rooms, the dining hall, and it's just, other than those two dwarves, it's just completely empty. But after a long hallway, you make your way to a very...
Making my way downtown.
It's a very odd staircase.
Merrily! Should I check it?
I don't think she's here.
She might be here, though.
I guess we're gonna climb up the stairs.
I can't really
Alright.
see that well. Does it just go up? Like, okay.
Yeah, it looks
Yep.
like it just goes
It
up
goes up to a
to
door.
another door.
Okay.
All right,
Oh,
who's
that's-
gonna open it? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Charge!
Not it.
Oh. Sorry, I was
Found
on
opening
the...
it.
Okay, I'll open it.
Mirra opens it.
Mirror's opening it.
Alright,
I'm just opening it. I'm not checking for traps or nothing. That's not Mirra's job.
Hold on. Here, you can't just.
Wait.
You gotta be careful.
Where's the golem like?
Okay, close the door.
Oh, I reclose it so they can check it for traps and then open it again.
Can someone ice it?
That's gonna be the idea. All right.
You
So
just see Mirror do this.
Your thing isn't on. I can't see your glorious hand gestures.
Oh, I forgot that. Like it never been done. I'm sorry, Ginger. Forgive me.
Oh no, you had to move her? How dare you?
Oh, no.
I will never forgive you, Faja.
Look, the real issue here is that it's never
Treason.
going to be forgiven.
Oh, that too.
It is treason, and it's death by firing squad.
Wait, is Josh showing his face?
Oh.
Oh, the
I've
mystery,
missed your
Josh.
face. I've missed your face.
Good to see everybody.
Is that patron Jenny in the background?
Jenny?
I will turn my camera on next week, actually.
Yeah?
Oh, hail.
Now
All
they can
hail
see.
Yeah, I'll be at my
patron
new apartment. It's gonna be
Jenny.
great.
Oh, hail, patron
Hello.
Jenny.
But you just. Oh, Jenny, don't step on the kitty.
you will.
I did.
I was
But
gonna do
you see Mirror kind of push the door open, and before it even gets maybe even a third open, you just see her go "Yep," and pull it shut, turn around.
What did you see?
that.
Ears. What did you see?
See.
I don't know. I didn't get any secrets or anything, so.
Okay, it starts with a G and it ends with Olem.
I didn't get a chance to really see it.
I wanted
You
to
saw it.
man.
I saw it?
Yeah, you opened the
closed
door.
the door. I assume you saw it.
This doesn't actually happen, but just for the glory of Ardent.
It's for the Gloria.
There's
Here,
a golem behind that door, isn't there?
Yeah.
you decide what to do.
Uh,
I'll be right back and grab my food.
Do
Okay.
You think I can talk to this
No.
one?
Cards opens the door.
No, don't open the door.
I peek in. Excuse me, sir.
No, don't
Don't step in. Don't
do
step in
not
yet.
step in.
Some of them are different,
Talk
okay?
to you about your
No,
car's
these are
extended
not
warranty.
different.
I was gonna say that, actually.
Were you really?
Yes, I was.
Do
Hello?
not just assume they're different. They all look the same. They are just as dangerous.
Yuelia, I
Said
can't
it.
believe you just said that right now.
Yeah, that's great. And then I'm just gonna cast Ray of Frost on it.
And it's frozen.
Arrow at it.
Do
Just
not.
give me attack rolls so that I know if it's ones or not.
Oh,
Not
I
a
guess I'll
1.
do my
Not a 1.
damage.
And I did 3 damage because I rolled really bad.
You
Okay.
have 2 attacks.
How am I supposed to make
And then-
friends if you guys
Second
keep
attack.
shooting at people?
These are not the ones
Look
you
at
want to
if
make
we
friends
keep this
with.
up,
Also,
all my
that was
friends are gonna
9 cold
die.
damage.
Right?
And you're
7
not allowed to
damage
use
in
magic
total.
on it. I'm going to point at Mirra, and then you're not allowed to use magic on it. I'm going to point at Groot.
The blue frost wave hits it. You see the frost immediately cover its whole body, and then 1 arrow, 2 arrow.
No casting magic. The only thing that works on it is ice.
I could. Groot
No.
is gonna be like, I can do ice. I can do. You know what? No.
I know
I'm
you
staying
can,
out of this
but
one.
you
And
also
Groot is
did not
intentionally
ice.
going to sit.
But
once.
you also did yes, and then you saw what happened. I'm just saying we saw what happened.
Groot
Now-
is gonna sit on the ground, sit on
Cards,
his ass, and
if
just
you'd be
pout
so
and be like,
kind.
fine, that's how we want it.
I'm also gonna pout right next to him. You guys won't let me make any friends.
You're not making friends with these. I
Well,
don't want you
obviously
being
not,
friends.
because he's frozen
Cards, cut it
with
in half, please.
2 arrows in him. That is so rude. We're not allowed to attack. So both of us are pouting, but for different reasons.
Mirra just sits down right next to him and crosses her arms.
Someone cover Ears' eyes.
Why? Is it the time being again?
Do it. Please be careful.
Can only
Now
you
look.
see it?
Only
No.
you
It's funny.
The other thing I forgot last time is that you were supposed to make that sleight of hand check for attacking at disadvantage. I forgot. But whatever.
You said
Oh,
it's
do it.
frozen now, right?
It
Yeah.
is frozen, or it looks frozen.
Fair enough.
Then I'm gonna strike it with my other sword I got. That's not gonna slice off my fingers.
There's so many swords.
The masterwork rapier.
And I'm going to stab it.
Okay? Just
Huzzah! Not a 1.
not a 1. Give me the damage.
6 points of piercing damage.
Woo!
You make a hole in its leg.
Good job.
It's
I did it, guys.
Still just
I mean,
damage.
actually,
It's probably just is it
You know
just
what?
frozen? I'm not gonna help you at all right now
Just
because
gonna-
you know what?
she's just gonna start pushing you out the way.
You
You
need me
just crawl through the door.
I'll move it through for you.
Okay, good because I
Oh!
can't.
Oh no!
Oh, she's gone forever.
Rip.
Oh God, she fell through the floor.
Ah!
I saw that other half up there to cut up, but
Thank you for catching that. I was like, I thought it went up and it went down.
Sometimes they do go up.
Okay,
There.
and she just can pull out the great sword and just smash down on it.
Just let me know if they're not ones.
16, 8, 1.
Another one.
Going to
Good luck.
jail.
You know,
Alright, well,
we
roll
did
the damage.
do
we
not
did
pass
debate
go,
for
do
a
not collect
while
200
switching the inspirations to nat ones, and I think Yuelia definitely would have won out in this one.
I was gonna say, remember your inspirations vanish at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, but this is funnier. And besides, it doesn't. That would redeem that die, and I'm not redeeming it. No, it needs to go to jail.
I'm just saying, don't think that you need to save it for next session.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
20 for the first, or 20 damage for the first hit.
How do you want it to die?
I'm just gonna crush it
Death.
to smithereens.
It just explodes just like the other ones.
I'm still pouting.
Crusix is kind of pelted with a whole bunch of the pieces.
Is there any like long shards I could try to fire from my bow as little arrows?
None of the shards break in a manner that would be usable. They're all in chunks, so you could pick up a chunk and throw it at them.
I will put a chunk in my backpack for
Maybe we can
desperate times.
fashion it into an arrowhead.
So you
Right.
have a chunk of
Iron.
raw iron.
Yeah.
All right. Is everyone just moving forward now?
Well,
Yes.
Once
Good
I'm
job,
done
you guys.
pouting, then yes.
Oh, I'm still pouting. I'm
still pouting? If he's still
You know
pouting,
what
I'm
you
still
did.
pouting.
You know what
I'm getting.
You know
I'm
what you did.
continuing on my path, but I'm still pouting.
Me too.
All right. So,
whoa,
there
what's
looks to be some
that?
kind of shrine maybe up there. I don't know. Let's check this out. There's also this hallway to our left, which has another room, I think.
All right, let me gather everybody back up again.
So where are we going, guys?
Let's go check out the shrine first.
Crazy.
I
Shrine
immediately
up
stopped
front or in
pouting
the-
at Words of a Shrine, and then I
Through this room,
just go up to the shrine.
it does seem to be a shrine.
Up,
So it,
up here.
I'm gonna go up there, I'm gonna pray to that shrine.
someone was forgotten.
You
Oh
saw it.
Oh,
Why was every
you.
trying to see. Okay. All right. You know what? I know how I can do this. I'm fixing this. There we go.
Better.
Perfect. Remove the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I was right. It's a shrine.
What kind of a shrine am I looking at here, Era?
What kind of a shrine are we looking at?
not more.
Oh, it's not Moradin. Can I roll religion to see if I know it?
You can roll religion to see if you know it.
You know what, Josh? I'm
Can
20.
I do the thing I asked about earlier, Josh?
Sure.
A 16.
Right
19.
away, you're getting some salamander vibes.
Quit.
Salamander.
Alrighty.
Quit.
That's a
That's
lizard.
me.
No,
Oh.
salamander is like fire spirit.
Oh. I go right up to it and I pray anyways. If you're good enough to have a shrine in Morden's place and heal out it and stuff,
You
then
immediately start getting a bad feeling.
oh nope. Okay. Good talk. Okay, I just back away
Everyone's
slowly.
You're starting to back off from
I
praying.
back away slowly.
But,
Okay, good talk. I'm just gonna head on out then.
20
Peace.
high enough?
Did we have some religion checks? I didn't hear what the numbers were.
20
A
for
16.
me.
16 for cards.
20 is
You know what?
good, 16 is good.
I'll humor.
I back slowly out of the
I had
room.
a dirty
That was
little right
almost a
hand spirit.
1. I shit you not. That was almost a 1.
Is it the same
Bro,
dice?
Goes
that-
back
kidding.
over to a 19, but it's a 23 now. for me.
23? Okay. I got a 16, 20, and a 23. Anybody else?
Nope. Good talking with you. I'm just gonna be over here. Okay.
I thought I heard.
Thanks, come again.
Thanks. Nope.
Groot did a
Oh, you
sense
did?
elemental spirit with a dirty 20.
Oh.
Yeah, I said you do sense salamander, but it's
Alright.
more the general vicinity, not the shrine. I guess that makes sense.
Can I summon Salamander and have him point the general direction, or is it just like in general, like in the area type thing?
It more or less is like all around you.
He gestures to
Tell
like
us.
everything.
Well, I mean lava. Come on. Yeah. That. He's like, come on.
But
Makes sense.
getting distracted.
All I can think of is How to Train My Dragon when he's like, "You just pointed to all of me." Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I got distracted by the cat. Any case, everybody passed. So, upon inspecting this a little bit closer, it kinda looks like Paylor, but
Paylor?
it's not right.
Paylor?
Not
It's like
Paylor, the god of.
It's like him, but it's not right.
The god of
But-
light and the sun.
But imagine, like, the sun, the face on the sun and all that. But imagine if somebody like took it and like twisted it to be like dark and I don't. It definitely does not.
It's Welcome
Does
to
not
Night
work
Vale
there.
versus Desert Bluffs. Ugh. It's
Her
probably full of
morning
teeth.
star at it.
Does it look
And
like it
start
was
breaking it.
intentionally made that way, or does it look like someone?
Artistically, yes.
Okay.
She's gonna start breaking it with her morning star.
So, Era just walks up and smashes it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can discombobulate this.
Will say I am no follower of Paylor, but this is affront to him. And smash it.
Yeah, they don't deserve that.
I'm just watching, like, just my head's peeking in the room, just from the doorway, like, I don't like it. I don't like it.
What was wrong, Mirra?
Bad juju.
Okay,
Bad juju.
Bad juju.
that's fair.
Made it. It's like they were trying to twist Paylor's identity into something else.
That is a very good description. But yeah, you just see Era go to town on it, just smash, 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 and eventually
I'm watching just
part of
not my
it-
head going,
eventually this front part of it's just completely demolished, and that kind of, sort of, not pleasant feeling goes away, Mirra.
Thank you.
She brushes herself off and says, I don't know who put this here, but it has no place here.
Yeah. Ugh.
But you all of you do hear.
Where did I? Excuse me.
Sarah will
Excuse-
say, show yourself. And
Where?
look around.
Hello?
Did anyone else hear that?
With my
Yes.
super cat
Everybody
ears,
heard it.
did I hear anything better?
No,
Her to look back at that
You
altar
heard it
and hit
louder.
it one more time.
you heard
just
it
to
louder
make
than
sure.
I did.
Mm.
Yeah, but no answer.
Yeah, what after there's no answer, she's just gonna turn and hit that altar one more time just to be
Oh.
sure.
Quiet you.
I
As
didn't
a
like
joke,
that.
as a joke, it doesn't really happen, but as a joke, you just, ow, okay, I'm done.
Okay, jeez. Fine.
Anger issues much. But yeah, no, you just hear the clang of you hitting it again, and then nothing.
Like that sound.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Okay, let's.
Let us leave this place.
Mm.
Let it leave. Why is,
Oh
Yeah.
no.
why
The
is
people are getting left behind.
are people moving pieces? Is that
No.
what it is?
I didn't. Oh, well,
There we go.
I need to put the ceiling back.
They do what they want. Okay.
I do what I want.
Yeah.
Are you just making your way down the areas that you haven't seen yet?
I guess we're going
And
up,
we're
up the stairs
exploring.
here.
Making my way downtown.
Merrily.
Walking fast,
Is there anything
facing
going on
down.
over here with that single candle?
No?
And
Yeah, so
this
there's some
temple
more
sucks.
Megaflor. You can see through the doorway up ahead. It looks like there's another golem with his back to you.
Can I
Oh
please
boy.
talk
Actually, as a matter of
to
fact,
this
you can see one of your blue will-o-wisp friends all the way at the end.
one? Can I talk
I'll
to
let you
this?
talk to that one.
Mirra?
the wisp, not
I
to the
give you
golem.
permission to talk to that one.
Gonna get closer and then try to whip that hunk of iron at him and see what happens.
Thunk. And he looks at you.
But it doesn't even move, but the hunk of iron just hits it and breaks into a bunch of pieces.
This is
Out
why
that
I
it can't
make
damage
friends.
itself with itself.
Or,
Freeze it, my friends.
or your character would also think this. Maybe it doesn't possess the magic it once had to damage it anymore.
Oh, that could potentially be the problem.
Great. Well, we saw what happened last time. We're just going to keep at it again. No, Mirra, you are you are not talking to the golem. You can talk to the wisp, but you're not talking to the golem.
Respond to you. I've already tried this. All it says is, for the glory of Moradin, and charges.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, though, like this one.
Do you want to find out? I will let you find out.
I want you to remember that it almost killed you last time we did this whole dance of trying to talk to it.
I am perfectly fine with letting you figure it out for yourself if that is what you really want to do.
I do.
By all means, then.
Okay with that. Freeze it.
I'm gonna just go by the door.
Okay.
And freeze it.
And no, I'm gonna.
I
let
take a
her-
step into the
let her-
room.
Well, hang on.
Alright, so let me start opening stuff here.
So even though you know better, you let your friend come in harm's way.
Sometimes it's the only way for them to learn. But I am as she's going to enter the room, I'm going to be ready to cast freezing ray.
So you take
ray of frost.
you take a step in the room.
Yes.
All of a sudden,
Praise
the
to Moradin.
golem
Hello.
moving, for the honor of Moradin, and it immediately turns around, wielding its giant battle axe, and starts charging towards you.
And ray of frost.
For the honor of Moradin. Hello to you too. Hello.
And now it's frozen in place like
That was an 18, by the way.
damage.
No, 18 to hit.
I said, as long as it's not a 1.
Yeah. Ears.
Her ears droop a little bit, and she's like, I appreciate you allowing me to try first. That's all I was
I
asking.
understand.
That's all
I
was asking.
understand that you want
Right
to
back
try,
1 second.
but you have to realize that there's a lot of bad things. Or this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just a defensive measure. These are not something to be that just have sentience or control. They're designed for protection.
There's always the possibility.
I know.
No, there's
but
not.
you can't protect everyone if you're dead.
That's fair.
I think that's the nicest thing anybody's ever said.
Oh, I make sure we're all together, and then I would
let's
like.
find a way to get LV in there to crush it to pieces.
Yeah, no, I wanted to talk to the wisp. You do you, boo.
So let's
I'll wait
I was
until.
trying to- yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Alvi has a very difficult time squeezing through there, but she does squeeze through.
Here it goes. Alright. 18. Natural 20.
Natural 20!
And 8. Well, she doesn't get inspiration. I'm going to assume it doesn't really matter how much damage I do, it's going to just crush it.
At this point, since you guys are doing this way, it pretty much you whack at it until it blows apart.
Yeah, that's kind of what we learned works, and
to which Alvi slams the greatsword into it once, twice, and we'll say the crit is the third one, and just pieces bounce off the walls, off the floor, go flying everywhere.
okay. Now, I know you saw your wisp friend or a wisp friend down there, but let's not just rush.
You feel
there's a lot.
Mirra, you
Yeah.
feel a tinge from the orb.
Oh, hey.
I'm gonna turn around.
I wish she wouldn't make the sound.
Sorry. Sorry.
Are you though?
No.
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 That's a sorry, not sorry, sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
But
It gives
when
me
you have the
pleasure.
orb, the arrow is pointing, but it looks like it's jabbing towards a direction.
It's insistent. She must be close.
Good. All right.
You said I can't rush. Can I rush?
No.
Please?
No.
Just a little tiny
we have
rush.
no idea.
Just a
We have
little-
no idea what this place is. I know they're not known for traps, but that doesn't mean anything. And we don't know
I'll be
how
right
many
back.
other
Okay.
giant
Okay.
dudes are around. We need to be careful.
Fine. Okay.
So just proceed with caution,
Okay.
right? And also, was your orb pointing for Merrily or for the treasure?
Nearly.
Treasure.
Oh wait, treasure. Yeah, we changed it.
Remember?
Yeah.
You asked about Merrily, but you asked it to point towards the treasure.
Yeah. And she,
Okay.
we saw her ghosty like walk
Yeah.
through to
So
this.
we go through this into
yeah.
this area, but yeah.
Okay.
I think
So
Can I? Is it pointing the same direction as the wisp? The
No.
orb?
It's pointing southeast, and the wisp is east.
I really want to talk to the wisp.
massive. I know we do. And that's fine, but we need to make sure that we're not being followed. There's nothing else going on. And you saw what happened to that shrine. Let's make sure that. So we'll take a quick trip over
In our
here,
favorite rocket ship?
over here.
Okay.
Hera says, I happened to that shrine.
Yes,
Nothing
you
over here.
you did happen to the shrine.
It just looks like the lava overflows up top, but there's nothing else remarkable about this area.
Okay.
My
Good.
character has a flashlight.
All right. That's good. That's good. So now we know we're okay over here. Let's go to the wisp then.
Why is it not picking up Mirra? Come on. There we go.
I
No,
do
we're
what I
going to the
want.
wisp.
Now they pick up friggin' Cars
We're
arrow
going to-
itself.
We're going to the wisp.
Wisp.
Follow the
Yourself when you try
That's
to pick
not
me
the
up.
wisp.
Sorry.
But there's a lot
Yeah,
more
sorry,
stuff
I'm
that
back.
way. Welcome back.
Didn't
We
miss
found a wisp.
anything.
We're going to the wisp.
Going to the wisp.
Well,
To the
get
wisp.
here, closer to the entrance that's near, you immediately recognize that this is where you initially came earlier.
Just saying that. I was just like, wait a second.
You've
Wait, did we
literally
just loop
gone-
back around in a circle?
Yeah,
literally
and
gone
I'm
full-
pretty sure we've talked this wisp.
Correct.
I didn't.
Memory
You did.
serves you.
Technically, you did. You
Oh.
yourself did not.
Oh.
As in Robyn did not.
Okay.
For the people who encountered this wisp, this is the wisp that literally couldn't remember like anything at all.
Aw.
Here's maybe you can try talking.
Be
to her
right
again.
back. I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's been a while. The temple showed up. Maybe something else showed up. So try talking.
Maybe
to her.
maybe it's got more memory now that the temple's here.
Yeah, try talking to her.
Excuse me, little friend. Do they speak common?
Yes. Yes.
Hello, little wisp. Pardon me.
No, that's fine.
She takes a few steps closer. Hello? She leans in and tries to poke him.
As you poke it, the whole wisp just dissipates.
It's like the spirit wasn't in there anymore.
You killed it
Yeah.
here.
We kind of. It's kind of
Dagger.
what happened. It's kind of what happened last time. No, it's fine. Ears. You have to remember these people. These people are gone, and whatever was holding her here is no longer doing it. If anything, she found peace.
I do a little prayer.
Should think
Well-
of these not as souls, but as memories.
Right.
Well, if that's the case, then perhaps we've missed something.
Not yet.
There was a
still- look,
hallway we didn't
There
turn
is
down.
there's a whole hallway here, but
Alright.
we wanted to talk to that wisp.
Gotcha.
I wanted to talk to the wisp,
Yeah.
and
well,
now
let's
I
go
killed
through this
it.
hallway then.
I'm a murderer in Morden's temple.
You are not.
Don't
Please
forget-
forgive me.
Don't forget, there could be
You
parts of the
let the
temple that
spirit-
haven't revealed itself.
That's true too.
You helped that spirit pass on.
You did. You did good. All right,
Okay.
let's go through this hallway then.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right.
As you
looks
guys
like a-
can see here, it looks like it splits off, but there is another golem. Like that door's not supposed to be there.
It's not supposed to be a door. Oh man, someone installed those doors stupidly. They open in 2 different directions.
Whoa.
Doors are
In
hard.
any case, but you see another golem standing there, but this one is different. When all of them else are standing on guard, it's just kind of standing with its arms crossed, and it's the details like all the other golems were just like very flat in appearance, like somebody carved them out of wood. Like imagine somebody making a bunch of like little wooden dwarves. But this one has a lot of detail, a lot of intricacy. Like there's markings on his armor, and there's even like hair lines like for his arms. Like if he had hair on his arms.
I kind of nudged
That's
Star.
One you might
No,
be able
no,
to
no, no,
talk
no.
to.
That maybe,
One can be your friend.
but at the same time, this one might not be as easy. And I'm
It
going to
doesn't
use the term.
look like it's a weapon. But let me add that.
Okay. This, if anything, it just because it doesn't look like it doesn't mean it doesn't have one. But because it's different, this one might not be as easy to deal with as what we've been dealing with recently. Something to think about. So if you do talk to it and it decides to attack us, I don't know if I'll be able to stop it.
Okay. Well, then that just
looks significantly different though.
It
Yeah,
does
let-
look significantly different. There is
Hey,
a
we
passageway
always-
behind us, so either we can take that passageway and move on, or we can see what's up ahead with this guy.
I would like to do
Always
this.
have
I
cards.
would like to investigate.
We do
Okay.
always have cards.
So
So
everybody's moving forward together.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
except for daggers.
Except for Dagger.
My spell would still totally be active on cards, right? It hasn't been an hour.
Correct.
mine's not.
So as you start to approach about halfway down the hallway, you hear, "Welcome."
Oh my gosh! Hi! Hi, I'm Mirra. It's nice to meet you.
Look,
Oh my
if
gosh! I
you're
tried to
about
talk to like
kill
all
us,
your
I'ma
friends
fuck
and
you up.
threaten the golem. I tried to make friends with your friends
up.
in here, and they were like really rude and stuff. And I'm so glad I can find someone else to talk to in here. They were all like, "Oh, you can't talk to any of these guys," and I was like, "But what if you could?" And like, cause I don't like just going in. Sorry?
It'd be so funny if this was recorded.
Let him talk.
This is a recorded message.
But it still stands there as you approach and get closer to it.
Your call is very
other
important to
golems
us, so
we have
please
met.
stay on the line.
Yeah, I approach a little closer. Hello?
Greetings.
Hi! What's your name?
Oh, where are my manners? And then all of a sudden, you just see it like slowly start to get smaller and smaller and smaller.
It'd been really funny if he said, "Where are my manners?" and then just scream for the honor of Moradin.
Brother!
Fit right through here and just kill myself.
And so he actually gets to about the size of Yuelia.
Oh, shit.
A little overboard there, bud.
Well, I lost myself. Well, whatever, it's fine. Oh, there I am.
And you see
What's your name?
when he finally stops shrinking, you see him raise one arm in a friendly gesture. Greetings. Sorry for my imposing form a moment ago.
Oh my gosh, that was so cool! Hi! Hello! So nice to meet you!
That's how mortals do it, yes? Greetings? Correct.
a little more. You got move the elbow a little bit.
Looking a little too Nazi-like right now.
There we go.
That's
That's
a little-
that's
yeah.
so much better. So
And he just
much less.
He just starts frantically waving his arm back and forth.
Me
It's still-
too. Me too.
It appears that you have made it through the Morden's last trial.
Oh, thank goodness.
As I
Okay.
have been able to attest, you have not cheated, and therefore are allowed to pass.
How could we have cheated?
We have cheated.
That is not
Wait, there
for me.
was cheat codes?
It's so much
Yes.
easier.
Yes, there was.
I'm glad this giant mech suit.
I
didn't
look
count
a
as
little
cheat.
bewildered, trying to figure out how someone could exactly cheat their way past when I kind of feel like we cheated our way past.
After we figured it out, it was.
For a moment, I thought one of you was going to cheat, but they ended up not. And he looks directly at Dagger.
I turned to Dagger. What did you do?
Being sneaky? I look at
No.
Dagger. What'd you do?
Oh, nothing that I don't usually do.
I think he might be referring to the one point where Dagger was essentially so invisible that they couldn't see, and
The
it
shadows.
would maybe mean that she could bypass the entire trial.
Oh.
I think that's cheating. That's using her power.
Except for him.
Your golems were formidable.
Indeed. They were duplicates of me, as is the first trial that you had to do.
Oh, that was you too?
We were carved for different purposes. I, being the greatest of the bunch, was tasked to make sure that everybody took this trial fairly and as intended.
When was the last time someone came through and completed the trials?
No one ever has.
Oh.
I'm
Huh.
sorry. We need to ask a more important question.
Merrily, have
Have
you
you-
seen a little girl? Little ghost girl, she can walk through walls.
Yes, she did pass by.
Where'd you go? Which way? Which way did she go?
He gestures to his left, which is south.
Ears, hold on.
You see a long hallway that leads up a bunch of steps that you can't quite see past.
Yeah. Don't. We need to finish talking to him before we go.
But now that he's smaller, you can tell that he was more than likely like almost maybe a metal toy that was crafted.
Aw.
That's kind of cool. You were very strong, and so were the other ones. I can see why people would struggle with this. We definitely did for a while.
Well, it's not our intent to make you struggle. We are glad that we allowed you a challenge to overcome and become stronger yourselves.
Yeah, that's good. I suppose that's
How
one
long
way to
have you
put
been-
it. That makes sense for a Morden trial.
How long have you been here?
Hard to say. I do not have a way of keeping track of time, nor is it really relevant here.
Is your goal only to oversee the trial?
Correct.
Trials? Okay.
I am the very last method Morden put into place to make sure. Well, I take that back. I'm not the last method, but you'll see that soon enough. In any case, as far as trials go, I'm the last method in which prevent the unworthy from continuing forward.
And you've been sitting here for such a long. I've been so rude. I am so sorry. Here, I'm sorry if this is like a rude question. I'm a little new to like befriending words.
Golems.
Or golems, if that is the appropriate wordage for you. Would you like some cookies? I also have some tea. Maybe just a nice little snack. I know you've been alone for a bit. Do you want to have a nice little tea party? I'll set up a tea party. You know what? That always makes people feel
Oh,
better.
I appreciate it. We do not eat.
See, and that's kind of why I asked to begin with. See, I'm learning. I'm sorry if that was rude then. Would you like me to draw you like a flower or something to keep you company here? So, He's been alone. He has
You're
nothing
getting
new
a
to
little
look
off
at.
topic.
He has
I know,
nothing new
but
to look at here. I'm being a generous person.
Years.
Yes.
I asked for nothing and I need nothing, but I do wish you the best of luck in obtaining Morden's last gift.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, so
Can you-
wait,
can
we're
you tell-
not done yet?
No, we're not done
No,
yet.
you are not. The trials are over, but I do not know what lies beyond here.
Oh.
Okay, so you can't tell us what to expect beyond this gate. All right.
I have never been beyond. All I can say for what lies up ahead is believe.
Okay. One more thing. With us destroying those other imitations of you, did that hurt you any, or are you okay?
Not at all. As a matter of fact, they're putting themselves back together as we speak.
That's gonna take a while.
Fuck.
No, as soon as you reach me and I verified that you got here the right way, they immediately put themselves back together.
Does that mean one of them had to travel all the way over to where I threw his iron at a different one?
I was just thinking that. Yeah. Okay. You might, if we pass by again, you're gonna want to apologize to that one because that was.
I just kind of look back down the hall and I'm like, oh, sorry about that.
Sorry.
Okay, here's your knee. Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, I guess the other question is if we would have to backtrack, would they be triggered to attack us?
The trial is over, so they are not hostile to you any longer. But they do not have autonomy. Sorry.
Autonomy.
So they do not really have ability to speak other than to yell and try to scare people.
Oh.
Works.
They
It worked.
hit really, really hard.
That would make sense then, because I tried to talk to several of them, and none of them would talk to me.
Okay. Then,
Creation of Moradin, I was a little shocked that they attacked me. But I suppose I have to go through the trials just like everybody else.
you are assisting us. It does make sense.
When you all found that katana, was there any, like, who made it?
No.
We did
just
learn that
dwarves and
it
elves.
was made of dwarves and elf technique, but we don't know who the swordsmith or smiths were.
I'm going to show it to this golem guy and ask, do you know who may have crafted a weapon like this?
I am unaware of any knowledge pertaining to that weapon.
Well, it was worth a shot. Okie dokie.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you
was
for your time.
essentially of dwarvish make and elvish enchantment.
Do hope we still are in agreement that that sword should not leave this place.
Yeah.
We can backtrack and put it back to where it belongs.
I don't even care about it being where it belongs, because you know what will be the fate of this place.
That's
He
fair.
wildly waves his hand goodbye to you all as you progress forward.
I mean,
Just
so
a
far,
sword
Cards has been the only one to master it. I will leave it up to him.
I am hurrying. I am hurrying.
I just think a sword that was made to kill gods won't be wise in hands that are
easily cuttable.
So Mirra just sprints up the steps past everybody, and once you all get up there, let me see if
Years.
be engaged now.
But when you guys up there, all you guys see is this giant flowing wall of magma.
Merrily!
That's a big...
Years. Hang on. Let's...
Is it like the other thing? Like, is she in there? Do I...
What is this over here on the left side of the wall? It looks like a crank?
Yeah, looks like another wheel, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. And looks like some more buttons over there to press.
Using my character to light up the area so I can see.
It looks arcane in nature, but I don't think it really has anything to do with manipulating anything. More like it's. Give me your Arcana check.
A drawbridge right here.
That was really close. You know what? Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Seeing that you only have 10 minutes.
Yep, that's much better. 24.
It is probably set up to keep whatever this is open.
Oh.
This is a portal.
Oh. Do we see a portal, or is it just?
It is likely the flowing magma.
Merrily, I'm coming!
Not trust that.
I would like to. I begin to enter the.
Well, I mean,
Feel
I guess
hot
I'm the one who said
I
that
go
it
right
looks
here?
like it's a portal.
Say what?
Does it feel hot if I stand right here?
It does not.
All right, I'm going to walk through.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I
coming!
just walk over.
All right.
Come on,
Are
Quip!
you guys okay?
Yeah, might
No
as well.
response.
All right, we might as well go through then.
All right.
And away we go.
I'll have to find a way to come back here.
Yeah,
Why?
we're leaving all our NPCs here.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, they're outside the trial. Remember?
That's right. You're right.
I'm going to close TaleSpire for right now. We are continuing, but this will be theater of mind for just a tiny bit.
Oh wait, are you planning on opening TaleSpire again, or am I good to?
No.
Okay, I figured not. It's just only 10
We will
minutes.
be using it when we start up again, but for the brief time that you're going to be in this next part, I don't have a map for it really.
That's fair.
Or I should say, there was just no need for me to make a map for it.
Did the Spirit Warrior come through okay?
Yes. Well, you'll be able to know that in just a second.
Define okay.
Fine, okay.
It's the final countdown.
As you guys walk through the portal, you walk into this just long, gigantic, dwarven hallway. It is shining almost golden white, and it's absolutely massive. You all are just tiny in comparison. Even the bug mech is really small in comparison to this massive, like, you recognize seeing something like this back in Bologna. It's basically like a long stretch before reaching a throne.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay.
But you are completely bombarded with just this heavenly divine presence that this area gives off.
Era, does this feel familiar to you in any way?
Absolutely. Never has, since waking up, Era has not felt closer to the All-Father as she is right now.
Feels like home.
That's good. It means we're probably in an okay spot. I
Merrily!
wouldn't call it safe, but yes. Let's keep looking.
Are you guys just moving forward together?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm holding onto Mirra's arm to make sure she doesn't run ahead, but that changes nothing. 'Cause I have a -2 strength.
Right, you're being dragged a little bit.
You guys didn't feel it initially, but as you walk, everything feels distorted, like your body is being constantly pummeled with something. Maybe it's divine energy, maybe it's just because you still have physical bodies, you're not sure. Also, your silver cords are gone.
Or what's gone?
That's a good thing,
Silver
right?
cords.
Oh,
Not
so
showing
bad.
anymore.
Well, maybe.
As
Probably.
you make your way far enough, you're not really sure why they weren't apparent from where you began, but there's an individual with their back to you, with wearing like long yellow golden robes and 6 giant magnificent bird wings on their back, very similar to the angel print that you saw earlier.
I'm so sorry. We're disturbing. I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there. Have you seen a little girl?
So, religion check really quick for anybody that wants to make one.
Religion check.
Not it.
Not it.
Well, I rolled a nat 1, so I'm going to use my inspiration.
Alright.
14.
And then I rolled a second nat 1.
Holy crap.
So I rolled 2 20s back to back, and now 2 1s back to back.
Using a 1 just to roll a bit higher.
I think that's an achievement.
I think that is, yeah.
Natural
Achievement to roll 5 natural ones in one game.
20. So who got above a 10? Let's try.
I got a 14.
Got 21.
Really tell she's not religious.
I only have a +1.
Anybody else?
Groot
Nope.
didn't roll.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Both of you have especially cards. I'm pretty sure that what is ahead of you is a solar, which is basically like the archangel of a deity.
Would
A
does
bow
cards tell us
because
this?
it looks pretty holy and
Yes.
Yeah.
In our terms as people in our world, it'd probably be more closer to a Serath.
There we go. Okay.
Does cards tell us this information for
I
those of us
repeat
that
that
are not doing
information.
anything?
Mm-hmm.
And
Will I then remember from my, we'll call it an episode, when I kind of blew up the arm of the solar?
well, that was just an angel. That was
Okay.
just a celestial.
Right, because he had mentioned the demon in me. I'd mentioned, like, if it was a solar, we would have been fucked.
Correct.
gonna kneel.
I'm still asking my question.
As Era just kneels, you see the presence. Their head was kind of tilted downwards, and this is like their back to you. And you see their head just kind of pop up in surprise, and they start to turn around. Yeah.
I saw her kneel, so I guess I'm gonna look around and kneel down too.
So,
Yeah.
Era and Starlight are kneeling.
I'm apologizing for butting in so rudely. Didn't see you there. And I guess I will kneel.
As the individual starts to turn around, you see that they have very elven-like features, probably closer to a high elf, but you're pretty sure it's a guy based off of those elven features still. Very long, silvery white hair, platinum most likely. Ah, welcome. It is a pleasure to finally meet you. I've been watching you for quite some time. Please, there's no need to bow or I am not of any importance to deserve such.
You sure look important. You got a whole hallway to yourself.
This isn't
Say, Era will stand and say, clearly, you are in the Temple of Moradin for a reason, so you must be important.
Well, yes and no.
You're also at the end of a trial.
Correct. I cannot progress any further.
Are you... Wait. You cannot progress any further?
Correct.
Are you
So you have
also...
tried to take the trials.
Correct.
How long have you been here?
probably close to 3 millennia.
And why can't you go forward?
Basically, this is the epitome of Morden's to me. Where the rules that he established are strongest, and it's the reality that which he made. In this area, his word is absolute law, and nothing can bend or change.
So all we have to do is just walk down the hall.
Past this point, only mortals may pass.
So you were allowed to get this far only to get stuck?
That seems to be the case.
Doesn't seem very fair.
Can't you
Can't
backtrack to where you
leave?
came from?
I cannot.
Can you follow us to get out?
I cannot.
So you're just stuck here.
Quick, ears, reach over and touch it.
Stuck?
I'm gonna make it go poof.
I purposely was waiting for you. Oh.
Why for us?
Because you were meant to be. You were meant to progress forward where I could not.
Look,
Be
I'm sorry
not
about
waiting
your friend. It wasn't my fault.
It was his fault.
maybe not specifically waiting for us, but for whoever would come through the trial.
Correct.
Right, but they went through the trials and they succeeded through everything up until this point, all for nothing.
That's
Their
weird.
destiny.
It is a minor. All that matters is that you are here and can progress forward.
What's on the other side?
Who knows?
Have you seen a little girl?
Oh yes, I did.
She's just passing by everybody. Oh my goodness.
Be on the other side.
She progressed forward as well, yes.
I'm just
But I do
gonna...
not think she will make it far.
What?
Why do you
Anything
say
we-
that?
Because only mortals can progress forward.
She is not immortal.
Then we need to progress forward quickly.
I run.
Okay.
I'm going to give them a bow.
Melee!
and follow the group.
Don't tell me what to do.
So Mirra's just running past the giraffe.
Yup.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the solar and
I need to
ask,
stop
is
her
there
before she
anything
gets stuck.
we should know?
I wish I could tell you more. Fortunately, I would not know what is past this point, other than Morden's will.
Now that we're here, can you leave?
I think that would be wise, seeing as that I have no other reason to stay.
Know that you can leave.
I was never prevented from leaving. I chose not to leave because I wanted to make sure that somebody finally came.
Well, thank you for waiting, even if it was such a long time.
Gladly.
I will follow ears.
Thank you. I'm gonna bow and then follow the group.
Yep.
I am going to hide in the middle of the group, say sorry about your friend, and then run through.
She was never
I
my
get on the
friend.
wrong side of the solar.
She took all the leftovers from the potlucks.
Oh no! That
Glance,
was going to be my lunch tomorrow.
Ah.
glancing about without any words, I'll just bow my head and walk with the rest of them.
As you go to walk by the seraph, you see their head twitch suddenly. And up to this point, I forgot to say, up to this point, they had their eyes completely closed. But they opened their eyes just a split, and you feel a very intense stare from the seraph.
I do my best to ignore it.
Who feels that?
Dagger.
Just Dagger? Okay.
He's staring daggers at me.
You need to do
He's
better.
staring-
Daggers at
curiously,
Dagger.
is he staring at Dagger or is he staring at Dagger's dagger?
It's hard to say because no one's really looking.
Nope. I ain't looking.
I know I'm not.
She ain't looking. Lucia might be staring down though. Keep your eyes off of my gal. What?
Like I said, I can fix
What?
Lucia.
So rude.
She's not
So-
broken.
Threatening
You
to.
guys progress forward, and as you do, you eventually feel something weird, like an intensity. Yuelia, Mirra, Dagger, and Groot. All four of you managed to walk through to this like last room where this shining object is just sitting in the middle on the top of a pedestal. It looks just like Mirra's orb. Mirra and cards, it's almost like you run into an invisible wall
Don't.
and bounce back like incredibly hard onto the floor.
Well, that's smart.
I help cards get up.
I see.
Down because our friends are missing.
Do
But
we still see them?
yeah, you guys can still see each other. But right as you go to pick him up, you hear the Seraph's voice right behind you. I see. It appears you two don't belong here. You're not from this world.
Huh?
Do we hear that from the other side?
Correct.
We do.
What do you mean?
do-
We're mortal.
We do belong here. We passed the trials. We proved that we belong here. Who's speaking?
You don't belong in this world at all. You
What is
belong
that?
in another world that may or may not be similar.
I'm very confused.
What
In
world would
character
that
or out
be?
of character?
Both.
Okay,
Out of
out of
character?
character, I think he's saying you're from an alternate universe.
Awesome.
Ooh, bingo.
Yeah, that would
So, like,
explain my entire
But wait, why
town.
did-
But when did it happen?
That would explain my entire town. Actually, I would give her a second. She'll think that her entire town is
Wait.
makes sense. Actually,
Is this because I'm not from Verona?
You're
No.
not
No.
from
Um,
this world, period.
We're universe 7. I think you're like
like out of character, it's basically you're not from
You're not.
like our universe. You're from like Earth 12 kind of thing.
You're
Oh.
not. Yeah, you're not Crusix 1. You're Crusix 172.
does that mean I
I
died?
like that.
Did you
it
guys
does-
Not
face
necessarily.
here?
The real
So-
question here, out of character, maybe in character, is if they are not from here, did they take the spot of the one who was supposed to be here, or is there now two of you running around?
I do not know the rules of the multiverse. But based off of what I do know, they cannot be here if the originals are.
So
If our originals
Okay, so
are,
they took
so we're here now.
Correct. Which means the ones that belong to this world are not.
Which means you guys
so
probably
either you
traded
took their
places at some
spot
point.
or they
To
killed
be
them.
fair, as soon as you guys went to the astral plane, things could have got really fucky.
yeah, Yeah. I mean, we did travel
I'm
through a
gonna-
lot of like space portals, so
I'm gonna
Josh,
turn
out
to
of
the orb.
character.
Which one first?
Go ahead. Era, go.
I'm gonna pick up the orb.
As you go to reach for the orb on the altar, you feel yourself. There's something wrong.
Put my hand down and I say, I wanted to lift this because I thought it might lift the wall between us, but I have a feeling that maybe it's not me who should lift this, or there's something wrong in general.
It's hard to say, but suddenly you see a bunch of black portals open up behind the Seraph. 1, 2, 3. And familiar masked individuals walk through them.
Well,
Hey, one of you guys need to come get this right now.
yeah, it's a good thing there's
And
an
make a
invisible
wish.
barrier.
Because they are mortals. They can come through.
The three individuals, Era would not recognize them, but I don't
I
think
do know I was told that the temple was being invaded, though.
But for the other individuals in your group, now mine is Crusix too, I guess. You remember one way back from the alternate mansion that killed your prowler protector as you escaped the portal. You see another one that played the flute and summoned monsters during the Bologna raid. That gave you the big old speech. And last, you see a tinier one that kind of looks like a jester that you recognize as maybe.
One of you guys need to come take this right now.
You have
You
chosen
can't waste
death.
any more time.
I can't reach it.
Yep.
The one that played the flute, Katopus, turns towards the Seraph as the Seraph turns around. And he goes, all according to plan, my lord?
Bitch.
What?
Wait a minute. No.
What's happening?
Wait, is it
Sarah, the bad guy.
Katopus is the one that we had joked about turning our
I don't
intestines
want to
into
be a
loot, right?
loot. I don't
And then
want to be
we
a
had
loot.
joked that we didn't want to be turned into loots.
I don't want to be a loot.
Okay.
All is well. We finally have people to take the orb. And everything shall finally move forward from its stagnation. This
Wait,
is a
that
great
means
gonna
they
yell
can't touch
back.
the orb either.
I'm gonna yell back, don't touch the orb!
The Seraph immediately turns and frowns. Why would you say such a thing? This is a joyous day.
Sounds sure now.
Cards is one of them.
No, I don't know who these people are.
It's more like they're after this orb. They can't get it. So they want us to
As
get it.
They can't get it. They can't.
We don't know for
touch
sure
the
that
orb.
they cannot get closer.
But as you guys
They
are
can get
kind
closer, but from the sounds of it, they can't touch it.
of putting stuff together, I guess, Mirra, when you look at Mavie, she immediately averts her gaze away. She won't look you in the face. Yes. Let me explain better, but where are my manners? Let me introduce myself. My name is Saga. And that is where we'll
Is
end
that
this session.
Can I ask him just to spell his name for me? You know, just for the purposes of making sure I have it right.
We are very quickly reaching the very end of this chapter.
Now I have concerns over my character because I'm remembering, or not remembering, I read that last thing again. And I'm like, is that for me, or is that the other me that I'm?
Does that mean the cutscene I'm waiting for will be next week?
Probably.
Yay!
It depends on what everybody does from this moment forward. But thank you guys for showing up again for another week of D&D. I know it kind of ran over a little bit, but I hope you have fun.
And always.
If you guys can, I would probably discuss what you guys want to do because
Yeah, we should probably talk about what
if
just
you
happened,
don't
guys.
talk
You know.
about it, you're probably going to spend an hour discussing what to do when we start next time.
Well, I guess over the week I'll be checking chat. Bye, guys.
Catch you later.
Bye bye, everybody.
Stay safe.
Oh
I'll
my.
see you next week.
See you next week.